If you've been thinking to yourself, I missed out on all the big blue chips, why? Why did I not see these? Then do not panic, because this might be the month to get you into those blue chip ecosystems. Why? Because we've got major drops that are happening from huge projects and much more. So if you want to learn how to get in on a more affordable way on those big projects, then this is the video to watch. Let's get to it. So we have 3 opportunities that not only do we think you should purchase in this coming April, but actually ones that we at Nifty World are going to be purchasing because we really believe in these projects. So why didn't we just share it with you? It's exactly what we're wanting to do, and we're going to talk a little bit about the strategies behind that as well. So we're going to kick off with World of Women Galaxy. Now you might have been like, this is old news. They minted the other week. What are you talking about? Yes, they did. But actually, World of Women Galaxy minted on a high through a Dutch auction. Nice bit of buzz around it. But now is the time to snipe. So if you were unable to get into the World of Women ecosystem and are thinking, how am I going to be able to do this? World of Women Galaxy is a much more affordable way to do this. This is essentially, for anyone who knows what the Bored Ape Yacht Club is, this is the equivalent of the Mutants. So if you are thinking about getting into a blue chip project in some way, shape or form, then this is the way to do it. So World of Women Galaxy, there are 22,222 of these that were available. 10,000 of which went to the World of Women holders, 10,000 went on public sale, and then 2,222 went on the allow list. That has now sold out. So what does this mean? This means that we now have an opportunity to look for ones that resonate with us, ones that are maybe having some rare traits, and ones that you know will be right for you to buy into at the right price point on OpenSea. And this is where we think the opportunity is, isn't it, Warren?
Yeah, so if we kind of speak about the World of Women Rise, the original Genesis collection, it took time, right, Bex? And actually from that period of time, there was slow organic growth that we followed, whilst also remaining vigilant of the team being doxed, and making sure that they were really kind of ticking the right boxes for us, right, Bex, as a solid project. In walks the partnerships with the likes of Guy Osiri, and as we know, he's taken what was a Bored Ape Yacht Club floor from, at that point, 60 Ethereum, now to around the 100 Ethereum floor mark today at time of recording. And I really believe he's looking to do that with World of Women and all the associated projects that are affiliated to their intellectual property. Case in point, World of Women Galaxy. World of Women Galaxy, it originally started, I think similarly, the Dutch auction was quite interesting because for the original 10,000 Genesis that got all of theirs, they were taking to the secondary. Some were looking to flip, but actually the Dutch auction was counterintuitive, and it slightly reduced the cost of where they could make their money. But what we saw and what we continue to see, Bex, is a fairer distribution of wallet holders. Now, for me, when I'm looking at owners, I want to know there's 50%. Look at that, over 10,000 different owners across this 20,000 collection. And so when I know there's 50% equal distribution amongst owners, it gives me a lot more confidence, because I know that market manipulation is a lot more. It's a lot less likely to happen.
Yeah.
And also, the cost, 1.3 Ethereum floor price at time recording. It's so much more affordable than the Genesis, which I think sits around a neat 8 or 9 Ethereum right now.
8.9 Ethereum, 8.9. But here's the big trend. Here's the big trend, guys. And here's why you should think about World of Women Galaxy, right, as an entry point for you to get into this ecosystem. Yes, it looks fantastic. Yes, we love this. The project and the artwork and everything that it represents is part of the fantastic ever-growing World of Women ecosystem. But if you look at the trend of the activity here, right? So we had an initial kind of pump on March 27th, which is where we saw, almost 3 ETH being sold per pop, which was at the Dutch auction. We then pre-reveal kind of saw a bit of a slump. It then picked back up again. And now what we're seeing is it dipping right back down. So it's settling. And this is where you want to snipe. right? This is where you want to kind of get in and have your play here. And it is settling at, it's not going to be affordable for everyone, but 1.3, it dropped down to 1.27 yesterday. And if we look at the activity, the all-time activity actually of World of Women, what you'll see here is obviously it kind of works in the same way. So what we're hedging our bets on is that this is kind of plateauing out right now, which is what it might do for a while, which is what we saw for a long, long time with World of Women. And then there's going to be a pump, right? So this is a great time for you to get into World of Women Galaxy, is because before it reaches a new pump and a peak, you'll be able to get in at a reasonable price of 1.3 or 1.4. This is, it's not the most affordable thing, but if you're going to buy into a blue chip, this is probably the most affordable entry point. So from one blue chip to another, now we're going to talk about another opportunity that is dropping in April, and that is Veefriends Series 2. Now, anyone that follows Gary Vee will know that he has obviously had his original Veefriends collection that has done exceptionally well, and again is considered, for all of its terrible artwork, a blue chip in the space. It has been sold, I think, at Christie's, and it reached, astronomical heights. However, there is now a second generation of this. Again, think of it like the mutants of Bored Apes, but this is coming out in April. Huge amounts of interest in this, but actually we wanted to highlight this to you because, again, it's the opportunity for you to get into another blue chip opportunity, but it's slightly more complicated, isn't it, Warren? It's not the most easy thing to follow unless you've been part of the Veefriends community for a long, long time.
Yeah, and actually, it's a really interesting point to make. Gary Vaynerchuk has continued to, I believe, really disrupt the industry in a really positive way. He's made his audience aware of the accessibility and the opportunities that JPEGs offer. And through the initiatives of Book Token, as well as his Veefriends, which I was paying very close attention to when the Series 1 came out, it was always very interesting which his direction was. Because you see, the Veefriends idea isn't necessarily that you just own the JPEG. It's that Gary Vee's utility accessibility was always the thing he was focused on. Mm-hmm. Creating the conferences, driving people to a place where they'd actually be able to find tribes, clans, communities, like create that commonality amongst the environment. And I think for a great deal of people, simplicity is where NFTs really tend to attract the most, right? The largest groundswell. The very reason we exist, Bex, is to provide that level of transparency and education within the NFT ecosystem. And Veefriends is a fantastic, I believe, a fantastic NFT project. Although there are so many different directions and so much additional information that you need to be cautiously aware of, that I think it's very easy as well to make mistakes when you're trying to come into this at the first point of entry. And in April, the Series 2 itself, that is going to come out. It's going to be available for people to opt in. But you're right, Bex. There's still, I think, education is the kind of thing where our audiences need to be really aware of what they're looking to come into. And the total Veefriends Series 2 supply count of over 55,000 it's very easy, I think, to sometimes get lost in the mire of not really understanding how that communicates or talks to you, where the value is. We know about traits, we know about looking into the opportunity, but if they do look to do potentially not a pre-reveal, but if they do look to do it at the same time, then again, it's going to be a random opportunity. Now, if we consider the way World of Women Galaxy worked, the first 10,000 World of Women Galaxy could actually be mapped loosely to the first 10,000 World of Women. Therefore, bots were being quite intelligent and they were starting to snipe some of the more rarer traits. So it's fluid, it's moving at a rapid level of hyperspeed and lightning. And I think it's just really important that when you're coming to Veefriends, you know why you're going to be part of Gary Vaynerchuk's community. You know what you're trying to get out. More importantly, you want to understand the benefits and utilities that are going to be applied to you in your circumstances.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's just give you a very quick rundown of what you can get here. So you can see there's a supply count of 55,000. If you are a Veefriends Series 1 holder, you will essentially get an evolving version of your particular NFT in this new Series 2 trait. And then if there is this opportunity for 32,000 for the friends list, and this also includes unclaimed NFTs during this period, will go to the general store for public mint. 10,000 will be available for the public, and then there'll be 3,315 new characters, which will require, if you have bought book games, which was a supply of 120,000, for you to then, burn those to get in on the Veefriends series. Look, it is complicated, we get it, but if you look at what Veefriends has done in general, 14.95 Ethereum is the floor price at the moment. Gary V is the guru when it comes to NFTs. There's no doubt about that. And, lots of people buy into Gary V. This is an opportunity, again, for you to get into the ecosystem. Do your research. Do check out the complexities of this. But we think, and we're going to be looking into this a lot more to make sure that we make a strategic purchase, it's well worth being in this particular ecosystem. Oh, hello, you've just caught me on another NFT break. Well, whilst I've got you here, I just wanted to let you know that we're really pleased to say that we've partnered with the Tezos ecosystem for this video. Tezos is the blockchain that you can build, play, and collect on, and its ecosystem is home to developers, creators, and innovators from all around the world. It's also super environmentally friendly with an average energy footprint of just 17 global citizens. Now, knowing that, along with low gas fees and sustainability through innovation, you can rest assured that this is a green, clean blockchain. And don't just take my word for it. Some of the world's biggest brands are building their futures on Tezos, including Ubisoft, the New York Mets, Red Bull Racing, McLaren F1, and even Manchester United. So a huge thanks to the Tezos ecosystem for partnering with us on this video, and if you want to find out more about the Tezos blockchain, then make sure you check out all of the links in our description box below. But for now, let's get back to business. Right, now our third and final project today is something that we absolutely love. We've been a big supporter of this, and we actually own some of these NFTs already. They have sold out chapter 1 of their particular project, and we're now moving on to chapter 2 of Society of the Hourglass. And this is, I think, for our friends across the pond, we we describe it as Where's Waldo meets who?
Where on earth is Carmen Sandiego?
That's right.
A journey in history through time, I think, Bex, is the best way to look at it. So excited about the next phase now. So let's kind of just revisit the what's already happened. Society of the Hourglass, their first chapter 1, they sold out, which was great news, 2,222. So chapter 2 is now going to be upon us. That will be minting on April 5th at 0.07 Ethereum. And the idea of chapter 2 is that will be another tranche of 2,222. So we know the numbers, but let's talk about the information. The way these guys are approaching their NFT is they are looking to be, I believe, the most family-friendly, fun NFT, which really wants to be, I think, the most inclusive and diverse approach. Key utilities that sit outside of the JPEG you're buying. There's a physical copy of a seek and find, a hide and seek book. The art's already in production, and it's going to be one book per a token held at the time of this snapshot that we're taking you through. So think again that Where's Waldo meets Carmen Sandiego. There's also, and this is super exciting, alpha. There's going to be an animated series, and that's in partnership with a company that's called Jump Cut Media. And so the animated series itself, for me, this may be the first time that we've seen an NFT traversing from the conventional Web3 space and potentially coming back into the Web2 space, but in a more engaging, fun, mass user adoption approach. Might we be seeing Society of the Hourglass on Netflix soon?
Well, that's really exciting. And we kind of saw what happened with Robotos and other, licensing deals when it comes to particular NFTs that go down this route. World of Women, for instance, Guy Siri has been working with them to be able to do that. And like the opportunities when you can expand the opportunity within your NFT is huge. Now, if you're thinking, I'm going to wait for that mint, that's fantastic. And whilst you're waiting, want to snipe some fantastic characters, this is a super affordable floor price here for Chapter 1. 0.03 Ethereum on OpenSea as well. So not only can you get into that 2,000 supply on the mint date that's happening tomorrow, which is of time of recording, you can also have a look on OpenSea and see if you can look for some characters that you want to really get involved in here with Society of the Hourglass as well. We've got a couple of these. We think that there's a lot of legroom to go with this. Again, it's one of those ones which you kind of go, let's get in early on these kind of projects to see where they go. They've got big things brewing, guys. So if you're wanting an early bird that is super affordable, Society of the Hourglass is definitely one for you to watch.
Yeah, and in addition to that, when we're looking at communities, you want to be able to find your tribe in a place which is organic and it's growing in the right capacity. They're real people, that, you know, it's real sentiment behind the Discord and the Twitter. Also yielding around sort of 3,000 followers on Twitter, 3,000 active community members in the Discord. It's great because Bex and I love to see that organic, that slow growth, but actually what's really important to Society Hourglass is they're creating a story which they want the audience to be part of. I think as well, it's well worth mentioning that there is some interesting intellectual property access that the characters give you, preferential access to a platform called #Coup. And actually, the team behind Society of the Hourglass, they're going to be managing the launch and handling the pre-sale, minting, art generation, also the metadata and the smart contract deployment. I'm sure and confident that will come in the next phases as well. Finally, we've mentioned that 2,222 have sold out in Chapter 1. There'll be 2,222 that will be selling in Chapter 2. And finally, in addition to that, there's going to be a final sale, and that will be a remaining supply after Chapter 2 of 4,444. So there's big plans for Society of the Hourglass, exciting times ahead, and we genuinely are excited and enthused to see such a great team bring their experience and qualities to, I believe, a really game-changing NFT project.
Well, there you have it. Huge blue chip projects and one massive opportunity for you to get in at the price that you can afford. So lots of opportunity for you to do your research, lots of opportunity for you to really check out whether or not these projects are right for you. If you feel like you missed out first time, now is the time. April seems to be the month in which you will be able to really make your mark within the NFT space with these solid projects. Now, if you're needing any other help when it comes to what projects to buy into and why, check out videos like these. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.